Continue tout de même de montrer tes efforts. I'm trying to keep my heart in peace. I just can't think but the way that I feel. It's too hard to trust. I mess it up. I just can't reach to be falling like this. Oh, ooh. Why do you keep chasing clouds? Ooh. If I could change my mind. I said, ooh, why do you keep chasing clouds? Better leave before I feel something, ooh. Before I could change my mind. I said, ooh, why do you keep chasing clouds? Better leave before I feel something, ooh. Before I could change my mind. I said, ooh, why do you keep it, ooh? You make me wanna change my mind.
Air feels similar, landscape different, sub-zero temperatures, no known settlers, two moons pulling us across this development. We crash laying into it, interesting predicament. Look, it's official, I'm an alien, skating across space, dodging junk from impaling them, and then I lost trace from the system that's been failing them. The ship's now spiraling, the crew's not panicking. I don't wanna fear those heights. See me as I flow right by, yeah. Running at the speed of light. All my life, put that on my life, yeah. I don't wanna fear those heights. See me as I flow right by, yeah. Running at the speed of light. All my life, put that on my life, yeah. Brace yourself, cause this might hurt a little. They crash in less than 30 seconds. Bet an honor to be flying with you. Promise we gon' make it out this wreckage. Brace yourself, cause this might hurt a little. About to crash in less than 20 seconds. Bet an honor to be flying with you. Promise we gon' make it out this wreckage. I don't wanna fear those heights. See me as I flow right by, yeah. Running at the speed of light. All my life, put that on my life, yeah. I don't wanna fear those heights. See me as I flow right by, yeah. Running at the speed of light.
All right, everyone, welcome back. USC 2021, presented by HyperX. I am T1G, bringing you the next match today. Nevada versus Pennsylvania here in winners bracket RO32. A new team in Nevada we've not seen previously in USA States Cup, taking on a very new look Nevada roster, or new look Pennsylvania roster, excuse me. We made a bunch of changes this year. Very few familiar faces on that team to most people. Nevada bringing in PP Twiggles, Arco, Violent XL, Darkblade LX, which is like the most Xbox 360 username I've ever seen, and Web the Snail 63. Facing off against Pennsylvania, C-Main Koaleaku, the lone returning member, I believe, from last year. He'll be joined by Armani Dilbo, Astrobia, Goodra, and Salad for Team Pa. Very few names that we're used to seeing in USC. Obviously, Nevada, new team. I don't know that they've had any of these signups previously, even for stateless roster. But we'll see how they end up doing. Pennsylvania had quite a few signups this year, so a lot of players to choose from. And this is what they ended up going with for their finalized roster after their tryout process and everything was completed. Our teams here: Nevada, the number 14 seed. Rankings on this page more or less not that relevant because average a top 4 for our bracket rather than top 6, but you know, they're gonna face off Pennsylvania, the 19 seed, and the bracket just does not want to save this match. But California won, thank you. But we're gonna see how things go for these guys. A lot of players we're seeing for the first time as we get into first warm-up over here and get everything set to begin. So first warm-up here, chosen by Pennsylvania. Start things off with their warm-up pick. So we're gonna have this matchup followed by the match between Virginia and Louisiana as the result of the play-in matches. And we have a big break after that one, so get a little respite from me pinging relentlessly because nobody wants to play matches back-to-back, so it's just like long enough in between that we go offline. Pennsylvania winning their warm-up pretty handily, so move it on over to Nevada for their warm-up. While we're here, we'll get a Vanguard. Okay. The teams are wrong at the top. Oh, it selected the wrong match. Nice. I forgot. Wait, this makes no sense because I literally just why is this happening? Somebody explain to me why this happens in the tournament client is just stupid. I don't get it. I will never understand the way tournament client works because I've had to put results in for some of these maps like 6 times. Every time I close and reopen laser client, I have to put in half of the results again because it just doesn't save them. And I don't know what tells it to actually save them. It's the most bizarre thing. But, oh well. We're gonna go to Vanguard 2 as the second warm-up, which I guess is maybe mapped by Arco, who's playing this. Twiggles, Flashlight Hard Rock, because why not? C-Main matching the Flashlight over on the Pennsylvania side. That should be fun. So we'll get into some IIL, everybody's favorite Nomad 6 artist. head finally into picks and bans. Well, bans and picks, I guess, in a minute or two. Been an interesting day so far. No upsets. No upsets as of yet. But did see Kansas versus Wisconsin looking pretty interesting. Of course, highlight there the 4-point win by Wisconsin on double time number 3. Texas earlier with a nice 5-0 clean sweep over Minnesota. Really no sweat there. Texas a pretty strong team, especially in these early rounds. We'll see how their scaling does this year. I think they lose out on a little bit of scaling with the roster they chose this year. No Praxia, no Minwoo, no Pizza Lovers. So yet to be determined how well the new members on that team scale into the later rounds of the tournament. And they'll get a pretty stern test next week, most likely facing off against New York. But Wisconsin winning over Kansas meant they entered into the round of 32 bracket. They get to face off against Florida tomorrow, which meant that Louisiana, as the number 32 seed, will go into the bracket in the top half. They'll get Misters Virginia. That'll be later on today, following this match at 22 UTC, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that probably won't be all that close, unfortunately. Louisiana, even with Virginia lacking players, I think Tony Failing and Kron should be able to handle Louisiana just okay by themselves, despite their team being somewhat upset about the reschedule concern. I think they'll be fine anyway. That gets us through the warm-ups, which means we'll move on into the band face. C-Main rolling a 93 for Pennsylvania. That is probably going to win them the roll. 93 rarely loses rolls. It's pretty tough to beat. So that means it will be the first ban and second pick to Pennsylvania. Nothing at 100. Well, Web the Snail is not the 76. Okay, first ban, second pick to Pennsylvania. Nothing at a 100% ban rate anymore. 3 bans, the maximum for any one map. Hidden 2 has been banned 3 times. We'll see what happens here. Hidden 2 popular ban depending on teams. Nomad 2's been banned a couple times. Other than that, it's been pretty spread out. Obviously, only 10 bans so far anyway, since there have only been 5 matches, so it's not like there's a lot of data. But it is going to be double time 1 as the ban from Pennsylvania. That's interesting. Nostalgia removed from consideration. That's the easiest, I think, of the DT maps. But they want it gone. No consistency DT for Pennsylvania. Maybe 243, a little higher of a BPM, and they're comfortable with. Hard to say. And Hidden 2 will be banned out by Team Nevada. Canadian Idiot. Bye-bye. No low approach rate hidden today. Unless we pick Fremont 2, I guess. And it will be the first pick to Team in Nevada. It's going to be double time number 2, so we're going to get He's a Pirate right off the bat to start things off. That's been a fairly popular one. It'll be its 4th pick in 6 matches. $225 BPM? I think that's right. I think I'd have this stuff memorized by now, huh? 225 BPM, CS4, air 9.67. Just 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Relatively short. Requires a little bit of tapping ability and finger control, but not the most overall demanding type of map. Most players will have a pretty okay time of things with this one. Perhaps just the one stream kind of difficult, and making sure to not mistap, tap too few times, too many times, or whatever. Can happen a couple places in this. You've got some triples and some doubles, as well as some quints, so technically it's possible to have some issues with this one, but relatively unlikely for most. Especially if you're the team picking it first, and that is what Nevada has done here. It's going to be Arco, Web the Snail, and PP, taking on Koalea Q, Astro, Via, and Gudra. We'll see how Nevada fares. They are the higher-seeded team, but I would possibly say that they are the underdogs in terms of expected performance. But that's why we play the matches. Can't just go off of what things look like on paper. And Pennsylvania the first to break with Koa missing in the intro. And Gudra as well. So Nevada will jump out to a pretty sizable early lead on this one. Already up by maybe about 100 combo total, 150 combo total. Triple FC still going through 1/4. Very early on in things, of course. I'm gonna adjust this. Oops. I'm gonna adjust this audio real quick here. There we go. But yeah, it's gonna be about 180,000 point lead already. Just shy of that. Still no breaks for Nevada. Pennsylvania has gotten things under control after the couple early breaks, but they are a bit of combo behind, as well as some accuracy. A little lacking, 92% on Koa. 92% on Web the Snail as well, an A rank FC for him, but 98 on Arco, the best accuracy in the lobby by a decent margin. Pennsylvania's got a lot of work to do here. Nevada looking very comfortable. It could get interesting. You do have that one long stream coming up in just a little bit of time here. Once we get through this kind of swing rhythm, and swing rhythm is going to catch out Koa, who does find a break on the quint. I don't know if he under-tapped that. I couldn't exactly tell, but that's a really bad place to break. That might have just kind of given Nevada the win, unless they full reset on this next section here, because there's not a lot of time left. They all have to break on the stream, basically, for Pennsylvania to have any sort of chance. So let's see what happens as it is coming up. We are going to hit the longer stream, and no breaks at all. Really, nobody having trouble with that in any of the matches where it's been played. Very impressed. Usually expect to see, maybe a break or two somewhere or other, and it's just not happening. Everybody more than comfortable. So Nevada gonna strike first here on their own first pick, looking good. The three-way, we have not seen a three-way full combo on this yet. Our only three-way was Texas on double time 1, I believe, so far. But Nevada is gonna say, hey guys, we can get 3.1 mil on that. We can three-way our first pick. And DT2 goes handily their way by about 700k. A very good first pick. Despite the A-rank FC from Web the Snail, they do indeed manage to get the 3 full combo performance. Seems like teams that first pick DT have something good up their sleeves with that option. So well done. That is a 1-0 lead. We'll go over to Pennsylvania's first pick, but that was exactly how Nevada would like to start off their first ever USC, with a nice, comfortable held pick. And Pennsylvania, for their part, are going to go Hard Rock 1 as their first pick. So we're going to see Saigo, the 200 BPM, relatively lengthy Hard Rock pick. Light tech, I would call it here. The teams that light tech consistency aim are going to be big fans of this pick. We've seen it a few times so far. I believe this is going to be its 3rd or 4th pick. That's going to be its 3rd pick so far. Teams have mostly done fairly well. Very good song. Dealing with a little back end situation here, but all good. Pennsylvania in their first pick will get underway here. Koa, C-Main, and Armani going to take on Arco, Web the Snail, and Violent coming in for Nevada on this one. Pennsylvania's first pick looking to tie things up at the early 1-1. See how things go for them on a little Hard Rock. Straightforward type of pick for the most part. Koa once again with an early break. Not sure what's up with him. He's broken in the first 50 combo of the first 2 picks. Not what you like to see from your star player. He is, I think, by far the highest skill cap on that team, but high skill cap, you know, doesn't mean you can ignore the lower starting pools. You've still got to be able to play this stuff as well. It's going to be pretty even. Low AC from Violent, meaning that even with the slightly behind combo from Koa, Pennsylvania will be right in contention on this one. Violent at 94% AC, about 16,000 points behind, 20,000 points behind some of the others. Arco at a 99.6, doing very well for himself, though, in contrast. Let's see if he emerges as kind of the star player for Nevada here. Not as familiar with the players from their roster, as I said. And map will kind of begin in earnest once you get into this jump section. A little bit of slider aim, and then things start to get a bit trickier. Small lead for Nevada still intact. Just that bit of combo that Koa is behind, but Violent does end up finding the first break for Nevada. It is instantly traded back, however. Armani breaking for Pennsylvania. They do have the lead on that side. The combo is about dead even. It is 2 FCs to 1, Nevada in the lead. So this score is going to stay really, really tight for the time being, though. Like, as close as it gets. Gonna take another break from somebody somewhere. It's gonna be Arco as the next one to miss. Very unfortunate. He did have the incredibly high accuracy, but did find maybe a miss or a slider break, and that is going to give Pennsylvania Koa's combo worth of combo lead, plus Armani at 250 with Violent breaking again. Means that Pennsylvania will have about 100k lead. And there goes Web the Snail. All the full combos are gone now for Nevada. Meanwhile, C-Main still holding on, and Koa at a very solid 800 combo, just a little bit behind. Pennsylvania going to look to run away with this one into the last third, up by 300,000 plus points, so they're in a very good spot here. Got to keep that consistency up on everyone, and they will be home free on their first pick. 400k lead is going to feel pretty comfortable. This is what you like to see out of teams' first picks. Just a high degree of comfort and confidence. Even with Koa trolling a little bit at the beginning there. Feels bad for that accuracy from Arco, man. 99.31, but just the slider break at a really inopportune time. Gonna cap his score in an unfortunate sort of manner. Koa at 96%. You would actually kind of expect better accuracy from him, but the combo is, of course, the almighty king here in Osu, and he has that in spades. So this is going to be a pretty solid first pick for Pennsylvania. Don't think they'll quite reach that 3 million that Nevada reached on their own first pick, but, you know, normalized, not going to be too far behind. 1 and almost basically 2 FCs. Armani Dilbo, the player, a bit behind in that regard, but he's still going to put up about a 640k or so, which is not bad at all. Maybe a little higher. I'm always bad at estimating ending scores. 655k. And that's a very comfortable win for Pennsylvania. 800,000 points to the good for them. So they say, if you guys want to beat us by 690k, we'll beat you by 820k on the next pick. Arco with the best accuracy, but unfortunately that one slider break. C-Main with the FC. Armani with the S rank. Right in the middle, too. That's like just after halfway through. That's, you can see the effect of missing in the middle of a map on your score. You lose nearly 400,000 points. Very unfortunate to see that sort of thing happen, but luckily it didn't affect their score all that badly, so let's see what our planet does here. It's going to be another double time pick. Nevada going back-to-back DT. DT3 will be the option here. Crush, still on 100% pick rate. This will be its 6th pick in 6 matches. .260 BPM DT map. Relatively short, just over 2 minutes long. Mostly just going to make sure that you can play this BPM. It's pretty much what this one is going to test. Arco PP and Twiggles taking on Koa, Gudra, and Astrovia. Astrovia? I'm going to go with Astrovia. Let's go with Astrovia. I'll probably end up just calling him Astro because it's shorter. And he is going to be the one not loading in as well, so let's try that again. There we are. So we're underway. Second pick here from Nevada. Tied up 1-1. Both teams very comfortably winning their opening picks of this matchup, which I think is one of the hopefully closer ones in this round. These teams might be evenly matched. Another early break from someone. This time it's Arco breaking in the first 60 combo. Maybe that's the Apraxia method. You know, instead of breaking in the middle, he'll just break right at the start. And that way he can get the jitters out of the way early on and never have to worry about holding an FC. Now, this is just a very basic test on this pick of, you know, making sure you can play this BPM. Couple of triples, a little bit of aim, and then that one tricky section near the end where most people have been holding. It's been quite impressive, other than the one match, I think it was Arizona, Iowa, where we saw a lot of breaks. Gudra and Astrovia both going to break right about the 400 combo mark just before it, and that's going to give the lead over to Nevada, who are still holding on to PP and Twiggles as FCs, and Arco just a bit behind. Once again, best accuracy in the lobby, 99.43 for him. A bit ahead of Astrovia. Gudra finding another break. Koa holding on for Pennsylvania, giving them any sort of shot. But Nevada in a pretty solid point here, halfway through with a 200k lead already in their back pocket. Astrovia now taking over that role as top back in the lobby, but Arco saying, that's okay, I have better combo. Twiggles and PP do both continue to hold on, and all of those FCs staying intact. Not much Pennsylvania can do. They'll see the score at this break down by 400k and know that there's not a lot they can do other than hope and pray that Nevada, you know, just breaks and breaks often, because otherwise this is basically over already. And here we go into the little double aim. Oh, it's a 3-way reset from Nevada. Koa, Gudra, and Astrovia all break as well. All 6 players. All right, I cursed them. I referenced the full break, and it happens again. But it's a 6-way miss, and so that's not going to affect anything at all, and Nevada will take it by another comfortable margin, 500k this time. No 4 points this go-round. This time it's a pretty one-sided affair. Nevada was just the stronger team on that pick pretty much the entire way through, and they take it comfortably. So 2-1 goes the score in favor of Nevada. Pennsylvania's second pick, though, still to come. We're staying on the serve, as it were, here in the first match for these two teams. Going to make sure they keep their composure, keep the nerves under control. Astrovia, by the way, 250s, 1 miss. That's an interesting stat line for him. And on we go. Pennsylvania's second pick to come. I did go with the Hard Rock 1. We'll see if they go Hard Rock 2 second pick. Do they like Hard Rock that much? Or do they like consistency? You know, we still have not seen a Nomad 1, I don't think. I believe that's the only map as yet unpicked. Because we did see both Hidden 2 and Hard Rock 2 last match picked by Wisconsin. So we are still waiting for our first Nomad 1 pick. No team yet to touch it other than a single ban early on. But instead, Pennsylvania gonna go that free mod 2 route. You know, we did see Nevada banning Hidden 2, which is the lower approach rate hidden map. So Pennsylvania saying, we will go ahead and pick the low approach rate free mod. This one, CS5 AR8, very short, minute and 36 seconds long. 190 BPM will require a player with Hidden and a player with Hard Rock / Hidden Hard Rock. We'll see who out here is brave enough to go CS5 AR8 Hidden. I think Pennsylvania maybe looking the Hard Rock route for their side. We've seen a couple different approaches to this. You know, you've seen some people going double Hard Rock, 1 Hidden, and you've seen others going 1 Hidden, 1 Hard Rock, 1 Nomad. So we'll find out in a second here. The GLHF's coming out. Arco, PP, Web the Snail in for Nevada this time. Koa, C Main, and Salad for Team Pennsylvania. Let's find out what the mods are going to be. All right, Hidden on PP, Hard Rock on Web the Snail, Nomad on Arco. Meanwhile, Hard Rock on C Main, Hidden on Salad, and Nomad on Koa. I did not know that Koa played AR8 Nomad. We're gonna watch how this goes for him, interestingly. Arco with the early break already for Nevada, so not starting off the best, but we've seen a couple people break on that first stream that run Nomad. I believe Galactic Light N previously for Stateless had the same thing happen to him, or excuse me, for Kanzuri had the same thing happen to him. Just a small deficit for Nevada. Pennsylvania taking an early bit of a lead. See how long the three-way full combo lasts for Pennsylvania, because their score lead goes with it. Nevada having a bit of trouble with accuracy. Web the Snail down at 93%, Arco down at 95%, C-Main at 99 still. 96 is on Koa and Salad. They got a bit of an accuracy advantage, but there goes the combo lead as C-Main finds a break. Fortunately for Pennsylvania, PP finds a break right back over on the side of Nevada. Pennsylvania will continue to hold on to the lead, but not by a whole lot. About 80,000 points is all. Koa and Salad absolutely need to keep on these FCs through the last quarter of the map. So Nevada is poised to pounce on any break that they see from the Pennsylvania side. Koa just cheesed that pattern harder than I've ever seen anyone cheese anything in my life, and he somehow hit it, dropping the slider end and hitting all of the next notes early, but it's going to be enough. Pennsylvania will bring home the double FC, Koa on Nomad and Salad on Hidden, and that's enough for a 140,000 point win. Not the biggest victory there for Pennsylvania, as Web the Snail ended up with the FC. If Arco had not found that one early break, honestly, if he hits that stream, he missed 4 times. He only had 9 100s and 150. Like, his accuracy was better than either Salad or Koa. If he hit that instead of missing those notes, I'm pretty sure Nevada actually win the point. That would have likely been enough, since the score gap was 138k. He would have gotten closer to 1 million points. I think it would have still been a small Pennsylvania win, but it would not have been by all that much. That would have been really tight. Very unfortunate. And Nevada going to keep up their very single-minded strat here. They go DTs 2 and 3, and then they go into Nomad 5. So they're just picking the highest BPM maps available to them. Going to be Frozen as their selection here. This is a banger. 3 minutes 15 seconds, 220 BPM. A relatively speed, stamina focused type of pick. Early round Nomad 5 though, so it's not going to require, you know, kind of brute force. I promise I don't have a lisp. Brute force stamina. Let's get to see how this is going to go for the players. Already set and already loading in. Very quick on the draw for these guys. Arco, PP, and Twiggle is going to take on Koa, Astro, Via, and Goodra. No breakpoints as of yet. First 2 picks for the teams. Both won pretty comfortably. See if this one goes the same route. Kind of just been Pennsylvania finding a couple inopportune misses on their opponent's picks, and Nevada doing much the same. Not a lot of misses, not a lot of skill cap separating these teams on this early of a pool. We'll see what happens on another higher BPM pick. Nevada really liking this as the skill set that they're going to focus on. We'll see what kind of consistency both teams can come up with, though. This one kind of just keeps at you the entire time. It's never all that demanding in terms of the raw skill, like I said, but has a decent amount of sections that reach kind of the top skill requirement of the map. A little bit of aim, some bursts and such. No breaks as of yet, though. Everybody looking quite comfortable through the first 600 combo. That's already a third of the way through the map without a single combo break from any player. Small accuracy lead over to Pennsylvania. The 96% from Twiggles matched up against 299s from Gudra and Estrovia. PP keeping his ack up as well as Arco, though, so it's really going to be pretty close. It's just the difference between Twiggles and Koa. Oh, but that's a break from Arco. I believe a little bit of a miss-aim. Really unfortunate timing. That's almost exactly at halfway through. That's going to do pretty rough things to his score going forward through the rest of the map. They're going to have to hope for a break from Pennsylvania pretty soon. That lead will start to grow here as we pass the halfway mark and go onward into the second part of this map. Back into the chorus section here, you do get a little bit more aim. Still those bursts to play around with. Oh, it's going to be a break from Gudra. That was what Nevada needed. 2 FCs against 2. Koa and Estrovia against PP and Twiggles. And Arco now with a pretty sizable combo lead over his opposite number, Gudra. Accuracy, though, in favor of Pennsylvania. Twiggles still down at 94%. Meanwhile, the FCs for Pennsylvania at 99.4 and 98.5. So this score gap is going to take quite some time to come down. But they do have enough time left. There is a quarter of the map. And there goes Estrovia. That's 2 FCs gone from Pennsylvania now. Just Koa left. Arco finds a break again. But there are still the 2 FCs for Nevada. That score gap down to about 70,000 points. And it is going to continue to shrink as we near the ending ever closer. 40,000 points now. In this section, very comfortable. Just those 5-note bursts and then some sliders to give you some free points. 20,000 points, all that separates the team. PP and Twiggles continuing to hold on to their double FC. Twiggles sacrificing a lot of accuracy, but is keeping the combo alive, and that gap is now shrunk. It is now gone. The lead flickers on over to Nevada. Will they be able to take their own pick at the last moment here? All signs point to yes currently, as that double FC is still alive. Koa doing everything he can for Pennsylvania, but it is not going to end up being enough, and Nevada escaped this one by the skin of their teeth. Just under 40,000 points. All they managed to win that one by. Just those untimely breaks from Estrovia and Gudra. And look, I mean, look at what happened with Gudra, right? Almost exactly halfway through 618k, all that he was able to muster, even though he got a 98.5% S rank. You just can't afford to miss exactly halfway through maps, even on Score V2. It's a very unfortunate way of going out. But Nevada used that to their advantage. And they take another point. All 3 of their own picks that they have won so far. We'll see if Pennsylvania can say the same in a couple minutes' time. It is going to be a Hard Rock 2 pick here for Pennsylvania. So they do end up going to the second Hard Rock. Hard Rock 1, Free Mod 2, Hard Rock 2. This one is going to be Fellas by Onoken. This is our, I believe, second oldest map in the pool. CS 6.5. Precision aim. And an accuracy test as well. This one relatively tricky to keep high AC on. So GLHF's coming out for Hard Rock 2, Arco, PP, and Web the Snail taking on Koa, Astrovia, and C Main. Team's still looking for that elusive break point. Not shown itself yet. Will anyone crack, or were we just barreling toward a tiebreaker? Gonna find out. Small circle aim for the players to enjoy. Does seem like Koa has sorted things out. I believe not playing at home, so gotta be used to the setup. Does seem to be a bit more comfortable now than he was at the beginning. That could be pretty big for Pennsylvania. But this map, like I said, probably a bit of an act test. We do see a break from C-Main early on, though. Lead's going to go to Nevada. No breaks yet. Still a four-way for their side. Web the Snail, though, finds, I believe, a slider break and a miss-aim right after. So the lead over to Pennsylvania, that accuracy of his not helping things out. 93% on Web the Snail, 94% on PP. Arco's still at 98, keeping them kind of in touch, but 97s on all three from Pennsylvania, giving them an AC lead to go with their now combo lead. Which is why that score gap went right their way. And there goes Arco. That was a miss aim in the slow section with a third of the map to go. Not the best place to break. They're going to have to hope and pray that Pennsylvania finds some misses promptly. It's that score gap immediately jumping over 100,000 points, and we'll see if it continues. PP doing everything he can, but does finally find a break, and Web the Snail missing as well. That's going to settle this score. Pennsylvania going to take it with what looks to be a double FC. Koa and Astrovia doing quite well for themselves on the precision aim. Both going to FC. Neither going over 1 million points, interestingly, because of the accuracy, but doesn't really matter, because a win's a win. Best rank from PP, just the slider break, unfortunately for him. One miss each from Arco and Web the Snail, but that's all it takes. So it's going to be 3-3 to the tie. That's the score. Go into the final pick from each team. Nevada has picked double times 2 and 3 and Nomad 5. Nomad 2, as such, would seem like possibly the most likely last pick. Just in the spirit of keeping the higher BPM maps. I don't think it's probably Hidden 1. That falls under a really different skill set despite being 225 BPM-ish. I guess it could be Fremont 1 as the other alternative. That one's 205 BPM. Mostly just some bursts, not anything super mechanically demanding about it. So I think it's probably one of those two maps. I think it's most likely Nomad 2 or Fremont 1, but hard to say for sure. Yep, this is gonna be Fremont 1. Okay. So Nevada just putting all their eggs in the highest available BPM pick bracket. DT2, DT3, Nomad 5, and finally Fremont 1. All right, this one very easy. Realistically, not a lot of difficulty to this map. So, bit of a risk for Nevada because as a pick of their own. You know, any break can hurt you pretty hard. But it is the most similar, you know, to kind of the other picks that Nevada went with. It does make sense to have gone with it here. We're going to see Arco, Web the Snail, and Twiggles. Web the Snail on Hard Rock, Twiggles on Hidden. That's Koa, Astrovia, and C-Main. Astrovia on Hidden, C-Main on Hard Rock. So Nevada looks to go ahead 4-3, give themselves 1 match point on Pennsylvania's final pick. Koa with an early break, maybe not perfectly comfortable on that setup, man. Feels like first 70 combo of any map are the most dangerous for him. Gonna be the early lead for Nevada, who are holding on to all 3 of their full combos so far. Score is gonna stay pretty close, but it will go over towards Nevada's way ever so slightly by, you know, just about a 60 combo margin. Very, very straightforward, pretty simple type of map. So any miss can feel pretty damaging, like what just happened to Web the Snail. That's a bad spot to break, and he misses again. A couple of breaks, and that gives the lead to Pennsylvania. Oh, Web the Snail's really struggling. What's going on over there, man? Oh, buddy. That is very, very unfortunate, because he is instantly 100,000 points behind the FCs, and that's going to be a really rough spot to be in for Nevada. Pennsylvania on the double FC, and with Koa just that 70 or so combo behind, they will immediately take a 100,000 point lead, and they're going to try to run with it. This is a pretty short map, already halfway through. Astrovia still on the hidden SS, and C-Main with a 99% Hard Rock FC live as well. Arco and Twiggles doing fine, but that big score dip between Web the Snail and Koa is making the score gap what it is. This is going to be last-ditch efforts here for Nevada. They've just got to hope that Pennsylvania finds some breaks near the end, but this map never really gets harder. This is as difficult as you're ever going to see it. And as such, a double FC and, you know, a 70 combo behind FC versus a double FC with a miss in the middle. That's really all it takes to separate teams by a couple 100,000 points. So just an unfortunate sort of outcome for Nevada on this one. Only the one player breaking, but it was at the wrong time. There's Twiggles breaking at the end as well, so it's just going to be 1 FC, but score was already pretty much finalized by that point. And Pennsylvania take the first break point of the match at the exact right time. They now have a 4-3 lead, match point on their own pick to close this out and pull off the upset-erino. Seed upset, maybe less so a you know, actual upset, but Astrovia, nice little hidden SS. I believe that is our second SS so far. We had Utsuha with the SS on Free Mod 3 last night, no mod. That nice little 1.06 multiplier. You can see the exact score. It's pretty funny. And now it is time for the last pick of the match. Will Pennsylvania close it out on their own selection, or can Nevada force a tiebreaker? We are going to get hidden one pick from Team Pennsylvania. That is King for a Day, Pierce the Veil. The way they want to try to close this match out. Banger. We've now seen this. This would be the 4th time out of 6 matches. This would be the 4th time that this was the last map. Pretty funny. This is just how everybody closes out their matches. We'll see if Pennsylvania can do the same. I think this is probably the map that people are most likely to be uncomfortable with. It's so easy to just really struggle on this pick. We've seen, I think we've seen more people have trouble with this map than any of the other picks. Maybe some players on Nomad 3 had some difficulty that could, you know, reach this level. So those two, but you know, hidden, relatively high BPM, relatively high density, very uncomfortable aim. Kind of throws some things at you that are a little tricky for, you know, the average player who's not maybe comfortable with hidden, maybe not comfortable with 226 BPM, maybe not comfortable with, you know, awkward Russian aim mapping. A lot of different factors to consider in this one. We're gonna see what happens. Nevada with Arco, Twiggles, and PP. Koa, Armani, and Goodra for Pennsylvania trying to close out this match with a 5-3 and avoid the tiebreaker. We have not seen a tiebreaker as of yet in this round. You know, maybe this will be the time. Who knows? Maybe Nevada's got something up their sleeves on the hidden name pick. They did like the higher BPM maps, but this is a whole different animal. Much more focused on the aim and the reading. Still 6 FCs on the board. A very, very small lead for Nevada so far. Just a couple thousand points, so really nothing to speak of. Really making it through those aim patterns comfortably thus far. 10K lead. Oh, that's a break from PP. That's suboptimal for Nevada. Pennsylvania going to take the lead. 3 FCs to 2. Make that 3 FCs to 1. Make that 2 FCs to 1. Okay. Goodra dropping, so it's Koa and Armani holding on. Twiggles with the FC for Nevada as Arco and PP both find a couple breaks. There goes Twiggles as well, though. No FCs left for Nevada. Pennsylvania, if they can hold on to the double FC, are going to take a big lead very quickly. I don't believe we've seen a team double FC this yet. We've seen plenty of individual players FCing it, but I don't believe we've had a double FC. Somebody breaks on one of the aim sections or on the kick slider jumps or something. Well, Pennsylvania in a very good spot on this map. Up by about 300,000 points. 2 FCs to none. A decent amount of combo being built up by Nevada, but they've got to hope for Pennsylvania to just crumble at this point if they want to have any sort of shot at a comeback late on in things. 1/3 of the map left. No breaks on that section. One of the first times we've seen that happen, but Twiggles, as I combine PP and Twiggles. Piggles is also a player who exists, so forgive me. But Twiggles finding a break at a very unlucky time. So Arco and PP on almost matching combos, just a couple combo apart. Not a lot they can do at this point, though, as Koa and Armani both continue to full combo the map. Goodra does find a miss, but that's a lot of combo advantage for Pennsylvania still. And with a 500k lead, I believe that the time has come. The clock is going to strike midnight for Nevada in this match. Armani does find a break. No double FCs. It just doesn't happen. Koa, the only combo for Pennsylvania. Arco and PP, though, are basically just adding up to slightly more combo than Koa has, and it's a 500k lead. It's all but over. All that's left to figure out is whether Koa will finish off the FC here. This map is just not two-wayable, I guess. And that will do things. Pennsylvania, your victors. By the score 5-3 over Team Nevada. A brave face put on by Nevada, keeping this match very close through 6 points. Dead even until Pennsylvania just managed to squeeze out a break point and then close it out on hidden one. That is the strat. Everybody closes matches out with hidden one. It's just, I guess, the way you go. Well done to Pennsylvania. They will advance onward as the victors. Nevada dropping to the losers bracket, but still another opportunity to live to fight another day. So we'll go take a look at the bracket. They're in the bottom half here. That is our first upset, technically speaking. The first time where a lower seeded team has beaten a higher seeded team. A little bit of a different circumstance here, of course, but it is the case. Pennsylvania will await, most likely, South California in that round of 16. Which means Nevada will most likely be going up against Tennessee next week in the losers round 1. And the bracket just doesn't like to save. Our next match is going to be Virginia versus Louisiana. That one will be in about an hour and a half time. It's not showing on the schedule here because Laser Client sucks, lol. But that'll be our last match of today in UTC. We will have one late night match, though. 11 p.m., as you can see there, Maryland versus Washington at the same time as Colorado versus Stateless. So that'll be coming up later on, both of those matches tonight. But first will be Virginia versus Louisiana coming up in just about an hour and a half, as I said, 6 p.m. Eastern, 22 UTC. Make sure to be there for that one. We go offline for a while once again. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Congratulations to Pennsylvania on the victory. Shoutouts to Nevada for a very solid performance. Looked very good on quite a few maps in that one. Could have gone either way until right up until the ending, but just were not quite able to hang on late in that match. And Pennsylvania takes it. So for everybody here, thank you for watching. Thank you to the players. Thank you to the ref. We will be back in an hour and a half for the next match here, USC 2021, brought to you by HyperX. See you then.